So if you know me at all, you know that I'm mostly like a shonen fan. I haven't really messed with any other anime or any other series other than shonen for pretty much the entire time that I've been watching anime or reading manga. So recently I've been branching out a little bit more. I think it's just because I'm getting older, and I think that the shonen tropes are all kind of getting a bit old. If you've been following me on Twitter or been subscribed to me on YouTube for some time, you can see that my channel's definitely gone from being just shonen and maybe a little bit of signing in there to now being like, you know, a lot of like romance and rom-com and shoujo. And I think that the reason being is that I've recently had my eyes open to the fact that, oh my god, there's more out there than just shonen. So I think that pretty much the only rom-com that's worth its salt, at least from what I can tell, that's came out this season is Rent-a-Girlfriend. So of course I broke some land speed records in reading Rent-a-Girlfriend 151 chapters as of that point in 2 days, and it was really great, with the exception of one thing. But before we get to that, let me go ahead and thank today's sponsor. Just kidding. Let me go ahead and go through some things that I do like about the series. So one, I think that just the general concept as a whole is just so unique, and I love that. It's not like, you know, one of those stereotypical rom-coms where it's just like, oh, we're in college and life's so hard and how are we going to keep everything balanced, you know? It's definitely got something going on for it that's totally unique, and that is the fact that he's renting a girlfriend. I mean, literally, it just throws so many wrenches in the thing. And that presents a whole bunch of obstacles in the series that I think is kind of the lifeblood of this series. It'll be like, Kazuya is starting to make some headway with Chizuru. Oh, finally, we're getting somewhere. Mommy just came back, and she just reminded Kazuya that Chizuru is just a rental girlfriend, so there's no point in them trying to be together. Might as well go back to Mommy. That sort of thing. I really like that about the show, is that the whole rent-a-girlfriend aspect adds so much depth and so much unique qualities to the show, and really takes it from, you know, being kind of like an average storyline to being like, you know, somewhere up here. And then also, I don't really like the whole who's the best girl thing, but there's some good best girls to contend with. You got the girl who's so shy. I don't know how she's functioned this far into her life. You've got obviously Mommy, and you got Chizuru. And Chizuru is interesting because you already know who the best girl is, right? Like, you're not wondering who he's gonna end up with in the end or who he likes the most, because he's telling you throughout the series, like, no, I want to be with Chizuru. I think her name is Mizuhara, either Mizuhara or Chizuru, whatever. I'm just gonna keep saying Chizuru. So although there are a lot of girls in the show, there's really no contenders for who's gonna end up being with him. All the girls are pretty much just like obstacles. These sort of interactions happen pretty regularly through the span of the manga to where we're at now. And outside of the whole grandmother side plot, which I love by the way, these wacky situations where all the characters interact is what makes the series good, or almost good. There's something that's become very normal in anime/manga that has really been grinding my gears a little bit more lately, because I've just been seeing it more often since I've been watching more shoujo and whatnot. And I know lately this has been brought up by multiple people, Nuxtaku included, but this thing that I'm talking about, this abstract idea, is really the number one thing keeping Rent-a-Girlfriend from being here and bringing it down to like here. You know, it takes it from being like a 9 or a 10 to being like a 4 or a 5, because it's just something that I've been noticing a lot more since I've been in this little side of the community. I'm just gonna cut to the chase at this point. The problem that I'm talking about is the fetishization of underage or younger girls in anime and manga. One of the main girls in Rent-a-Girlfriend, Ruka, is underage. I'm not sure exactly how old she is. In fact, I don't even think it really states it in the series. I know that it says that she has a birthday, but it doesn't say like how old she's turning or how old she was before the birthday. But it is mentioned many times that she is underage. Most of the times that it's brought up, it's by Kazuya bringing it up in a way that signifies that he understands doing anything with this girl would be wrong because of her age, yet he still lets so much of this behavior proceed and continues to string her along, even though he clearly understands that it's not right. The thing that makes this more frustrating is that this manga is so good outside of this one, albeit huge, issue. Another thing that makes this really frustrating is there's so many ways to work around this problem. Like seriously, just say at the beginning whenever you're introducing Rukia, just say at the beginning when you're introducing Ruka that, hey, this girl looks young, but she's actually in college with us and she's of age. Problem solved. You may be saying to yourself right now, well, Japan has a lower age of consent than the West. My argument would be that that doesn't make it morally justified at all in any capacity, and it's still wrong. Also, that isn't even the case in Tokyo, where this manga takes place. So even though he clearly knows that it's wrong morally, as he states it a million times throughout the series, and the fact that it's illegal in Tokyo, he is still tempted very regularly. I think that the obvious solution to this problem is to take her out as a character entirely, Or like I said earlier, just age her up to be a college student. Don't make it to where she's underage in the first place. The reason that I even wanted to make this video in the first place is to point out that this kind of weird shit has been going on in the anime/manga community for so long that I think a lot of us have just become totally desensitized to it. It's just disturbing, honestly. There should never be relationships like this between an adult and a child. Even if the series is just a completely made up thing of little pictures, it's just fucked up. Like, why would you do that in the first place? I don't understand the reasoning behind making her a child. And if there was going to be a child in the series, it shouldn't be, ooh, am I going to do something with this girl? It should be, like, her as just an obstacle that he just has to overcome. So for example, if the case were that she really liked him and there was no weird sexual thing going on, but she just really liked him, but he was like, no, you're a child, that's one thing. That's an interesting plot point. She really likes him, she's a child, he's like, no, get the fuck away from me, stop coming around me. I could see that being entertaining, but it's the fact that she really likes him and he really likes her, like, to a degree. Obviously it's not like he actually ever does anything with her, but there's multiple points throughout the series where he's like, ooh, am I gonna do it? What the fuck? No, you're not gonna do it, bro. You're 20 years old. Like, she's a child. What are you doing? It makes no sense to me, and it really takes me straight out of this freaking show, dude. Every time that Ruka comes on the page now, I literally just start skipping. Or if I'm not skipping, I'm just like, why? Why'd you do this? Like I said, it's not like he's actually done anything with her, but there's been multiple times where he's done some questionable stuff with her, and then multiple times where it's been like, why are you allowing this to happen? And why in the first place is he stringing along? I think it's supposed to be like, oh, look how pathetic this guy is. He can't even tell this girl, he can't even tell this child that he can't be with her. But to me, it's just so wrong morally that I just have a hard time with it. And I think that at first, I thought that she was 18, but just in high school. Like, I was a senior in high school, but I was 18, right? I thought it was just that at first. And then at some point he said, oh, she's underage, this isn't right. And I'm like, what are you? How did you get in this situation? How did you know she was underage and still let this situation slide? It just doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah, that's the big issue with Rent-A-Girlfriend. I'm sorry if this is just like a big rant about this, but really it's not just a problem with Rent-A-Girlfriend, it's a problem with the anime and manga community as a whole. I just don't think that we should be allowing this kind of situation to go on any farther. It's just wrong. Like, you know, and I understand that, like, there's some cultural differences or whatever, but this shouldn't be an issue of cultural differences. It should be an issue of what's right and wrong morally. And I think just morally, you just shouldn't have kids being with adults. It's just wrong. So yeah, that's my whole take on it. If you like this video, hit like, subscribe, comment down below what you think. If you think it's okay, if you think it's not okay, whatever you think, we can have a discussion in the comment section below. But anyways, guys, I've been Tyler Doe. Take it easy. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.